So yeah, dude, this is why I do a lot of things where like I will spend money to buy my time back, because it's like, I'm not trying to say I'm like the richest dude, right? But it's like, if I can call a girl, like for example, the date I had today, I was sleeping. The girl was waiting for me for 2 hours. Like she messaged me at 3 p.m. I didn't reply till 5:30, right? I'm like, hey, sorry, I just saw your message, right? And then she was like, hey, do you want me to meet me halfway? And I'm thinking, like, does this girl really expect me to fucking leave my house to go meet her? Like I was thinking we gotta shoot the Wingman podcast, right? Exactly. So I'm like, I'll call you an Uber. It's like a $13 Uber. She'll come straight to me. I'll hook up with her while these guys are, doing the setup for the fucking podcast, right? And then we go straight into the podcast, right? It's like perfectly efficient.
That's a girl from today?
Yeah, that's a girl from today.
Did you hook up with her?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah. Like I wasn't going to. I actually was like, because she was a really nice girl too, like very sweet girl, but she kind of just smelled weird. And I was like, so I asked her, I'm like, what time did you wake up today? She's like 6:30. I'm like, okay, she's been out like all day doing stuff, like she's a job and like work and shit. So she like just smelled a little bit weird. And I was just like, the fuck, right? And so I wasn't into it. But then like I was just laying in bed with her, calling it, because like I had already mentally checked out and decided like I don't want to hook up with this girl. And then I'm just like calling girls in front of her. And then like I'm cuddling her while like calling random bitches. Uh-huh. Like you remember the girl you hooked up with last Friday? The one I had a threesome with, and then I sent her home with you.
Oh, her, yeah.
So apparently she was mad at me. I called my roommate, and he said this girl's mad at me. She's mad at me. So this girl was randomly mad at me because she left her car keys here, went over to your place to fuck you. When she came back, the door was locked, and she never car keys. She was like banging on the door, but I was sleeping. So I called her, and I was like, "Don't be mad." I always do this thing where like I talk in like a little kid voice. I'm like, "I love you. Don't be mad. You're my best friend." And then like I just like troll them and shit. And then she's like, "Okay, I'm not mad." And I flipped it on her. I'm like, I said to her, "I'm mad at you." And she's like, "Why are you mad at me?" I'm like, "Cause you fucked my best friend." But I sent her home with you. Oh my God, it was funny because it was super funny because I was having a threesome with these two girls last Friday, and I just wasn't into it. And I was fucking them, and I'm literally texting Matt in the middle of it, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm fucking these two girls, but I'm thinking about the bottle service girl from the club." What the fuck? And like, I'm not gonna say her name because
no, you said you were thinking of like two girls.
I was thinking of two different girls. So I was thinking about her, and I was also thinking about the girl we approached on the street last Thursday after the podcast that we brought home. Really cute girl. So terrible. Right? I know, it's fucked up, dude. It's how my brain works. Usually when I'm banging girls, I'm usually thinking about other girls. Very strange.
Oh,
anyway.
Yeah, I want to add on to about the whole like when a girl says no to hooking up with me. Yeah, like I'm very respectful because I got that from Dan Bilzerian. He says in his book that if a girl doesn't want to hook up with him, he just like gets up and leave. I
like it.
Because usually when he has like parties, whatever, he has like 30 like 10 out of 10 girls in the same party. It's like when a girl doesn't want to hook up with you, it's like, all right.
Well, that's the best part. It's like when we're having all these parties, like there's like 50, 100, 200 girls. Think about our New Year's party. There's fucking like 150, 180 girls here. Or like the average weekend of the club is like 200 girls there. If like I ask a girl to hook up with me and she doesn't want to, I'm like, no worries, darling. Let's be best. You know what I'll do? If I initiate like a sexual interaction with a girl, or like I kind of shoot my shot, if she's not 100%. Down or uncomfortable,
I tell them I'm happy to be friends with you.
I'll friend zone myself. Exactly. So I'll shake their hand. I'll be like, no worries. Let's be best friends. That's what I'll say. I'll be like, let's be best friends. I'll shake their hand. I'll be like, do you have any cute friends you can introduce me to? Bring your cute girlfriends out next week. And I'll just kind of ignore them for the rest of the night and just like run around and talk to other girls. Now, often enough, a lot of these girls that you friend zone over a long enough period of time, like not maybe that night, but maybe later on, they'll come to your parties, hang out with you, be in your soul circle, be around you, and eventually they'll kind of just fall in love with you, is what I find. Because, for example, I don't want to name drop anybody, but there's obviously a girl I hang out with a lot who's also a female assistant of mine. And what happened was when my ex-girlfriend was in Florida, me and this girl were hanging out. We're like going shopping together. We're hanging out all the time. And like we're just friends. I tried to make a move on her the first time I met her. Yeah. She's like, no. We're just gonna be friends. I'm like, okay, cool. We're just gonna be friends. Yeah. Right. But we became like BFFs. We're hanging all the time. 100%. And then one day I'm just like sitting on the couch with her and she like initiates a kiss with me. And I'm like, I push back. I'm like, the fuck, we're just friends. Yeah. And then I end up having a threesome with her and one of your girls.
I did hit it first.
You did hit it first.
And she did tell me that, I don't see Justin that way.
Isn't that so crazy?
And then, now you guys are basically a thing.
I wouldn't say we're a thing. Like I made it very clear to her, like we're not dating. I'm like, you're not my girlfriend. I constantly have to reiterate to her, like, you're not my girlfriend. Oh. But, cause she obviously wants to be, right? but you know, she's a sweet girl and I care about her a lot. And yeah, it's like
no, she's one of the coolest like people I know. For
yeah,
sure.
she's a nice girl.
Super cool.
And so, but I like again, like just over time, you know, when she got to know my personality, right? And so a lot of those girls who like aren't down, no worries. You don't have to keep trying, push it, right? In fact, usually, especially when we're throwing parties, I don't hit on any girls. I literally just invite tons of girls out. I just invite tons of girls out, and I look for the girls that are giving me the eyes.
Well, I have a rule, right? Like it's either a fuck yes or a no. I like if a girl's not fuck yes to like being with me, it's a no, and I respect that. You know, I'm not gonna be like pushy and like.
I find that philosophy also makes you more attractive. Because think about this: the girls see you around all these other girls. Okay, they see that you have a zero tolerance policy for bad behavior, so they're gonna act on good behavior, right? You try to shoot your shot, and they're not interested. They lost their opportunity forever, right? Well, potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. And then also, it's like, it's not like you just jump in and try to hook up with them right away. It's like usually, you know, you're vibing, you're having a conversation. Because it's usually when I'm hanging out with all these girls, like, I don't even know if I like them. I don't know if I want to hook up with them. You know what I mean? Like, I almost like feel like I can't really get turned on unless like I really vibe with the girl on an emotional level. You know what I'm saying?
It reminds me of like what happened, what's it called, last weekend, where it was like the two lesbian girls and the one, and you hooked up with one, and she was like asking to hook up with me, because you came inside her, I wouldn't do it. She was literally begging to hook up with me.
I know. I came in without a condom. Like I was actually using a condom, and I'm like, I'm like fucking her, and I'm just like, I'm taking this off. Can I take this off? And she's like, yeah, take it off. And I'm like, can I come inside you? She's like, yeah, come inside me. And I'm like, are you on birth control? She's like, yeah, I'm on birth control. I'm like, if you have a baby, are you gonna keep it? She's like, no, I'm getting an abortion. I'm like, okay, take the condom off. I'm just fucking her. I come in her, and then I'm like, you're on birth control, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm getting you Plan B anyway. Fuck it, I'm getting you Plan B.
Because I was hanging out with another girl that's like blonde, like smoke show.
Dude,
right?
I know, she's fucking so hot. She's so fucking hot.
And then while I'm hanging out with this blonde chick, her friends were like, come with us now. Like, this girl wants to fuck you.
Dude, they did the exact same thing to me.
Because you were hanging out with a girl.
Bro, so the craziest thing happened, okay? I bring these two girls home from the club. Actually, I brought home 4 girls from the club, and I had no guys to wingman me. And I'm like freaking the fuck out.
And I was at an after party at like 4 a.m.
But you were supposed to come over. And I was like, where the fuck are you? I'm blowing up your phone. I'm like harassing Matt, blowing up his phone, calling you like
this
crazy.
This is like the ultimate like level of abundance. It's like Justin's like, free pussy, come over now.
so 2 of the girls left. And I'm like, dude, Matt, you need to come here now because the other 2 girls are going to leave.
And you're like sending me her photos. Look how hot she is. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
dude, she's literally a fucking like 10 out of 10, like smoking hot blonde girl, like fucking like rocket.
And I show up like an hour later because it's like I was too busy.
She was so mad. She wanted to leave, but I persuaded her to stay. And then like I showed her a picture and she's like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm going to like this guy. And dude, Matt shows up and she immediately just is so into Matt. It was awesome. So Matt is hanging out with my girl and his girl on the balcony. The 3 other girls are in my bedroom using my vibrator, like taking turns using the vibrator. So I walk in there and I quickly hook up with the girl, right? Then I walk out and then I'm like babysitting the 2 girls. And then Matt goes in and they're trying to hook up with Matt. It's so fucking, it's just like actually such fuckboy fuckery. Anyway, so long story short, Matt persuades the girl. It's like Matt finally shows up. The girl's like down to stay. She was about to go home, but she's down to stay. And Matt persuades the girl to come home with him down the street.
She did, and I fucked up so hard.
Can I say it or do you want to say it?
You can
so Matt brings home this beautiful girl. She's been waiting for him for hours to show up. I hyped him the fuck up. She literally thinks, okay, this guy's gonna be some douchebag. He shows up and she's like in love with him right away. And again, this girl is not an average girl. She's like, I very rarely say this girl's like a 10-10, but this girl's like a fucking rocket. Like, I guarantee there's like rappers and celebrities in her DMs. Like, she is fucking hot. Okay. Sure. And I'm with her friend. And I already banged her friend and I wanted to actually I hadn't banged her friend yet. We were just making out and like kind of hooking up in the hot tub, but we hadn't like hooked up yet. And so I knew the only way I'm banging this girl is if Matt brings her friend back to his place. So Matt brings the friend back to his place, this 10 out of 10 beautiful girl, and he brings her to his bedroom. And what's there on his bed? There's a used condom laying on Matt's bed. And so I talked to a girl in the morning. So I banged my girl. Me and my girl had a great time. I literally fell asleep with my dick in her pussy. I literally fell asleep. So again, 2 girls a night.
It's
awesome.
literally the biggest like fuck up of my dating
Dude, I'm
career
just like,
for
bro,
sure.
because this girl's so fucking hot. Anyway, so I'm talking to her in the morning when they're right before they Uber home, and she's like, "Yeah, I really like Matt. He's such a nice guy. I would have hooked up with him, but just on principle, I didn't because he had a used condom on his bed." And I'm like, "Oh fuck." You know what's funny? This is not the first girl who's complaining about this. So I'm gonna name drop here, but Maddie was complaining that she came over one night and that there was like a girl's like pussy juice like stains on your bed, and she was like pissed off. She made you do the laundry before she'd like go into bed with you. There's another girl who's like crying to me. There's another girl who's crying to me saying she liked you, but you always had like tampons, used condoms laying around and shit. And I'm just like, bro. And then your ex-girlfriend used to complain about the same shit. Your ex-girlfriend used to complain about the same fucking shit. I'm like, Matt, what the fuck, bro?
I'm cringing so hard right now.
Dude, the thing is,
fuck. I'm too responsible when it comes to that.
You're too irresponsible?
Yeah, just like don't clean my place that often.
That's why I have a fucking maid. That's why I have a motherfucking maid and 2 female assistants. See, I have the same thing, but my 2 female assistants are on payroll, so they can't say shit.
I'm always on grind mode, bro.
If they find condoms, I'm like, sorry, baby, you work for me. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Justin Marc, international dating coach, relationship expert, and VIP lifestyle development coach. I've been teaching dating, Daygame, soul skills, and lifestyle development in 50 countries, in 6 continents over the last 10 years to thousands of guys just like you. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about this stuff, you can go to justinmarc.com and you can schedule a call with me. I will personally call you. Okay, we'll talk, we'll get to know each other, and we'll see how we can potentially even work together. And the best part is we'll help you get your ducks in a row. We'll help you with an action plan on how to change your life. And if you guys want, you can go to wingmanpodcast.com. Check out our podcast. It's amazing. It's an amazing dating podcast I do with my co-host, Matt Levine. And then you can also go to my Instagram, my new Instagram, drunkjustin2. Okay, my new Instagram, and you can watch my daily Instagram stories where I'm always doing crazy things, parties, events, hot girls, the craziest things. And you can actually watch my stories there, and you can also message me if you have any questions. You can reply to my stories, and I'll be sure to message you back. And please, subscribe here on YouTube, my YouTube channel here, Justin Marc. Click the bell notification so you're notified of new videos, and we will see you guys very soon in a new video. If you like this video, I really appreciate if you leave a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I will talk to you guys soon. My name is Justin Marc, and I'll see you next time.